Hello and welcome to the Two Ace Podcast, the podcast designed to help you manifest your Two Ace mindset. My name is Josh Brooks, and my one focus is success through the art of discipline and flow. Hope you enjoy the episode. Now let's get right into it. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is you're watching this. I hope you're having a good day and that you're feeling well. So I'm sat here at my desk. I've got some meditation music playing. I've got my charts up with XAU USD or Spot Gold, and I've got my shake, and it's looking very nice. And today we're going to be talking about flow state. So just before we get into the details about flow state, I think it's necessary to mention that there are several stages of flow, and I personally think that recovery is the most important stage. So this morning, I woke up. I woke up at 4:45, and I had this feeling, and I'd had 8 or 9 hours sleep, so I was well rested. But I had a busy day yesterday and a busy day the day before, and I think it backlogged a little bit. So I think I needed the sleep. So I went back to sleep for about an hour or so, and I'm feeling really good. So I'm glad I did that. Recovery is the most important thing after all. So, flow state, also known as being in the zone, it is a mental state of complete focus and immersion in an activity. It is characterized by a sense of energized focus, effortless concentration, and a feeling of being fully present and engaged in the present moment, the now. In this state, individuals experience a deep sense of enjoyment and fulfillment, as well as enhanced performance and productivity. I'm sure you've all experienced this at some point in your life, be that at work or in sports. Personally, and this is one of my favorite examples, I find myself in flow state very often when I'm on my mountain bike. Flow state is often associated with increased creativity, motivation, and a sense of timelessness. It can be achieved in various activities such as sports, like I just mentioned, arts, work, or any other task that challenges and stretches one's skills and abilities. So, the example of mountain biking, obviously there's millions of examples where you could say this. There's an example of, you could say, a meditation example, for example, saying all the examples here. Um, so there's two I'd like to share. So mountain biking, as I'm hurtling down the hill at 50 mile an hour, whatever speed I'm going at, I've got to make sure I don't crash into that tree. I've got to make sure I don't crash into that tree. I've got to make sure I don't hit my head on that rock. There's a level of danger where it does cause anxiety, but not enough for me to be stressed. And there's a graph that I've seen that is the relationship between skill and challenge and or level of stress rather. So if you're too bored, you will not experience flow, and if you're too um, anxious, you will not experience flow. Meaning, the perfect conditions for flow state are somewhere in between, something about 5% higher than your current ability. And as going back to the example of my mountain biking, I am flying down this hill, and there's corners, there's drops, there's jumps, and there's dirt, and there's trees, and all these things everywhere, and there's quite a lot going on, and you can sort of build a relationship up with the mountain, and it does enhance creativity, and you know sometimes I can be there for, I have no idea, like it says here, timelessness. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't. I don't care about time when I'm doing that, and I'm sure you've experienced this feeling. Um, so this moves on to the flow cycle. So I've done some research in this topic because I find it really interesting, and with the help of a lovely bloke called Ryan from the Flow State Collective on YouTube, I've learned about the flow cycle. So the flow cycle, also known as the flow channel, is a model that describes the different stages of the flow state. According to a Hungarian psychologist, Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, he pioneered the concept of flow. Flow cycle consists of several stages, like I mentioned previously. Now, I won't bore you with all the details, but here are the general concepts. Struggle. It's the first stage of the flow cycle. In this period, one is faced with a challenge that requires maximum effort and attention. It most likely consists of pushing one's limits. The second stage is where an individual persists through the struggle. They eventually reach a point where they experience a release of tension. They start to feel more comfortable and confident in their abilities, and the task becomes more enjoyable. The third stage, and obviously the most famous, is the flow stage. This is where individuals enter the flow state or the zone. They become fully absorbed in the activity, effortlessly performing and experiencing a state of deep focus and immersion. Time seems to fly by, and individuals feel a sense of control and mastery over the task at hand. 4. Recovery. Like I said before, I think this is the most important, and after a period of being in the flow state, the individuals may start to feel mentally and physically drained. This is when it's important to take a break, rest, and recharge. Recovery allows individuals to regain their energy and prepare for future flow experiences. In my opinion, like I said, this is arguably the most important stage. And 5, reflection. So this is kind of what I'm doing now to an extent. Final stage of the flow cycle is where one reflects upon their experiences and identifies what went wrong and even better if. This stage is essential in personal development. So, example, right away. Even better if this morning I woke up at 4:45 and I did get in the ice bath instantly. I did not do either of these things because I needed to recover. I actually had a warm shower, which I think the last time I had a warm shower was 2 weeks ago. So, I do beat myself up about it when I have a warm shower because I didn't have a cold water submersion, etc. But, everyone's human. Um, and what went well? I'm here, I'm recording this, it's 6 minutes past 7. I've done the rest of my morning routine, I'm feeling great, and, today's going to be a good day. So, it is now necessary to mention that the flow cycle is not always linear, and individuals may move back and forth between the stages. It is a dynamic process that can be influenced by various factors, such as the complexity of the task, individual skill level, and external conditions. Understanding the flow cycle can help individuals harness the power of flow and optimize their performance and well being in various areas of life. Um, there are also methodologies to shorten and lengthen each stage, but this comes with practice and is very relative to the individual. Now, I do hope you feel like you have a greater understanding of what flow state, being in the zone is now, and that this is the second pillar of 2ACE. And I hope you are able to use this in your day to day lives. So I'll leave you with one of my favorite quotes from the dragon himself, Bruce Lee. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. If you put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. If you put water into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Thank you for your time. As always, remain consistent, achieve dreams. I've been your host, Josh. 2ACE, one focus.